Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Bite-Sized Cybercrime, the podcast where we discuss cybercrimes and cybersecurity news. This week we'll be talking about a command line utility called cURL. cURL is a free open-source command line utility for uploading and downloading files over the web. Simple, effective, and very widely used. They're open source, which means anyone can view the code behind cURL, and people can make their own forks or versions of the utility. People can even update it after a series of approvals. Like many open-source utilities, cURL has a bug bounty program. A bug bounty program is a program that some organizations or code maintainers have where they encourage you to find vulnerabilities or bugs within their programs and submit a detailed report on what it is and maybe even how to fix it. And as a result, you will get rewarded, typically in cash. Bug bounty programs encourage people who are really into hacking as a hobby to do so in the real world with implied permission to get rewards for it. It's a pretty cool program to have, however, cURL is ending their program due to, well, AI slop. I've talked about AI on this podcast, and my views on it in general are mixed. I think it has great utility, but I also think when implemented poorly, it's opening your organization up to a lot of security risk. This, though, is not something I had considered. AI slop is a term for AI-generated content that is considered low effort or overall lacking in quality. I went on the Wikipedia page for AI slop, and it is really funny. The first images are AI art of Jesus made of shrimps. And in this case, it's not weird Jesus art that's stopping cURL from having a bug bounty program, rather a flood of AI-generated bug reports. The maintainers of cURL have reported receiving a massive amount of bug reports that contain no actual vulnerabilities in them at all. Keep in mind, all these reports need to be reviewed by real people, tested by them, and a fix implemented by them. If there's nothing actually wrong with the code in the way that these AI-generated reports say there is, it's really just wasting a lot of time. Before the end of January, they received over 20 completely bogus submissions in the year 2026, getting 7 of them to carefully review within just 16 hours. This may not sound like a lot, but this is not counting what may have happened last year at all, and like I said, these take a lot of time. So much time that it was putting real strain on the security team at cURL going all through these reports, and there not being any actual problems. You can still report security issues to cURL, but you will no longer receive an incentive for doing so, and it will be via GitHub instead of HackerOne, which is the platform that they were hosting their bug bounty program on. The end of the bug bounty program was to hopefully discourage people from submitting AI slop reports, in the hopes that they could just make a quick buck. It's not meant to punish legitimate bug bounty hunters, but to reduce noise so they can better focus on the vulnerabilities that actually matter. Unfortunately, though, that was a side effect of this. Daniel Stenberg, who is on cURL's official team, recently posted a whole collection of officially submitted AI slop-generated bug bounties and cited that this was not even all of them that they had received recently. I took a look at some of these myself and found code snippets that are supposedly vulnerable but do not match the code in cURL at all, changelog messages that supposedly exist but straight up do not exist, and even patches to the code bases that don't actually do anything at all. Before banning AI slop reports, cURL also required submissions to disclose whether or not they used AI to assist in making them, and many of the people who submitted these fake reports also did not disclose this despite having no explanation for why these supposed bugs they reported did not exist, or why their supposed patches did not work. I don't envy the people at Team cURL at all, and I do think unfortunately this was the correct decision to make if your team is very stretched thin. I wouldn't be too surprised if I saw this begin to happen with even more bug bounty programs either, or at least see some kind of heavy restrictions on AI-assisted submissions. Though, this is really difficult to police. Despite certain tools supposedly being able to tell you whether content is AI-generated or not, there really is not an easy way to detect AI-generated text specifically. Hell, people have accused me of AI-generating my scripts and maybe even my voice, despite the hours I spend researching and writing this content for you every single week. So yeah, thanks for that. I would like to think it was a compliment that my content seems, so well put together that a machine could have made it, but they called it AI slop, so they were accusing me of being low effort. I mean, it's not my full-time job or anything, but I would say this podcast is pretty far from low effort, even though the episodes are pretty short. I still need to do quite a few hours of research every single week to give you this content And why do I do it? Because I love you. And I love doing this. So, part of the reason I think people were doing this was, well, for money, obviously, but I think another part of it was because they want to feel helpful, and maybe before they weren't able to contribute to bug bounty programs in the same way, and using AI to assist them maybe makes them feel smarter, like they're able to uncover these things that the developers couldn't with the help of an AI tool. The unfortunate thing is they didn't really recover anything. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you do really feel like you want to help out in this way, there's a lot of things you need to learn before you can, and it's going to take some time, and that's fine. No one just is born a master hacker. These are skills you need to learn practically and practice a whole bunch of times before you can even find your first bug. AI may be able to help you learn some of the fundamentals, but it can't really take you all the way there. And if you think this is cool and you want to try doing it, it's going to feel a lot better if you manage to build all those skills and do it yourself anyways. At least, I'm hopeful people just want to feel good about themselves and want to help the community rather than just want however much money cURL wants to give you. Maybe I'm being optimistic about that. Either way, I would like to give a big thanks to Bleeping Computer, ARS Technica, TechRadar, and the Register for initially reporting on this. Really sad cURL is ending their bug bounty program due to these circumstances. And of course, I'd like to give another thanks to cURL for being open about their reasoning and sharing some of the fake reports they've received. It really made this interesting and honestly a lot more understandable. And of course, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Bite Size Cybercrime, and until next time, stay secure.